What's up, guys? Tekken Ninja here once again, episode 3 of JRPG News and Thoughts of the Week. This time, we have a special guest with us, Euphoria. How's it going?
Well, how is everyone?
Yeah, going okay, I suppose.
Yeah, not doing too bad.
So, unfortunately, Ridge couldn't make it here tonight. He's currently sick at the moment, so my best wishes to him and getting better. But no, we got Euphoria here for some Pokemon banter, right?
Absolutely. That's about all I'm going to know about.
Alright,
Good.
let's get to the quick notes. Alright, first up, the first Tales Bizarria English trailer has come out, which shows the world as well as the characters, and I'm really looking forward to this new Tales game. Also, we've got Final Fantasy 15 has a new demo in Japan, which luckily you can just make a Japanese account and download it yourself. And there's also a Final Fantasy 15 pre-launch stream coming up like the day before leading into the launch of the game with a countdown, so that's going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped for that. What else? We've got Cladon Returns, or Classic Dungeon as people might know it. This one's a new spin-off one called Cladon Returns Sengoku, which is actually a spin-off set in the Sengoku area. Different to normal Sengoku games. Different to normal Cladon games. And this one's being localized for PC, PS4, and Vita, which is pretty curious, because normally the other ones were only for PSP. Moving on, we've also got Dragon Ball Fusions, which is the action RPG fighting hybrid for 3DS. That's being localized to English, and it also got moved up a bit further as well, so that's coming out end of November, when originally it was meant to be coming out, I think, December or January. And also, for those of you who like Idea Factory International or Compile Hearts, a couple of their games got announced for English release next year, Dark Rose Valkyrie and Merry Skeleton Nightmares. And I looked at them and they're both pretty good looking games, so I'm definitely keen to checking out both of them when they come out. Anyway, on to the main news. Persona 5 first English live stream, that will be happening any hour now because of time zones. And I'm really keen to seeing some full proper English gameplay of Persona 5. How about you guys?
I'm yet to finish Persona 4 actually, but from what I can gather, Persona 4 was very, very well loved, and I think most people would actually be quite keen to look at some new gameplay for Persona 5. I know of some people who are very keen on Persona 5 when it comes out.
Personally, anything from Atlas I've loved for quite some time now. I was introduced to the developer a while back, and I loved Persona 4. And I'm really keen on the gameplay for.
I briefly got into the Persona series a fair while ago now, but due to circumstances and that, never actually managed the games due to either losing discs or just sort of losing interest. So, Persona 5, I might give it a go when it comes out.
I mean, I guess I could always lend you my copy of Persona 4 if you want to give it another spin.
Maybe. We'll see down the line.
But yeah, like, I'm really keen for Persona 5. Like, it's looking like a really good game, and the verdict is from Japan so far is it's a really good Persona game, and it's like the game looks terrific. Like, you've got instead of being a country town or a different little city like number 3, this is like back in Tokyo. So this is like, bustling city, trains full of people, and just the dungeons at night. The dungeons at night just look so fantastic. Like, I just love the new engine that they're using, which is, from the looks of it, it looks like it's a much better version of the Catherine engine, and Catherine was a terrific game. I love that.
Is it still going to have that very creepy, you're perving into people's lives sort of thing? Atmosphere?
Yeah, it actually is. The idea is like the Shadow World is basically like at this time the Shadow World, or the world you go into, is people's hearts. So like corruption, greed, stuff like that, all that negative shit. You're going in there to stop people from doing that. And there was even an anime episode. They released like an anime episode, which was pretty neat, and that was about them stopping this guy from doing burglaries. So that was a pretty cool episode. Well, you guys should definitely check it out. Like, Persona 5 anime episode, it's pretty neat.
Yep. So that one's 10th. Pretty keen on that.
Well, I'm sure that, especially considering that Atlas is going to be live streaming it over Twitch, there's going to be a lot of hype after today about Persona 5.
Okay, apparently Nier Automata, they're considering an Xbox One version, and the PS4 Pro will also be supported for or Nier Automata, allowing better graphics and FPS. I personally am really keen for Nier Automata. It looks like a terrific sequel, and the fact that Emil from the first game, the first Nier is back is just like, whoa, how's he still around?
Definitely going to be interesting. Although on a kind of developers and publishers standpoint about the game coming to Xbox One, it's a bit strange. Whereas originally the promise was Nier Automata was going to be a PlayStation exclusive, whereas Platinum Games' other game, Scalebound, is going to be the Xbox One exclusive.
Yeah, that's a bit curious, really. Yeah, to change their mind, I suppose. Is it possible that the sales weren't as good as they expected, or?
It was a very niche game, to say the least.
Yeah, I'd imagine it would be. And also, according to some articles, it's saying that the game would last 25 to 30 hours long. So I don't know about whether or not people would actually be happy about a 25 to 30 hour game, but I know that some people will be. It's enough for them, but not sure about others.
The original Nier, depending on how you played the original Nier, you'd get about 20-30 hours of story, right? But that game had tons of like extra content and missions and stuff you could do. Like if you wanted to do all the proper story, get the proper endings. Like I assume Nier Automata is going to have the same thing as Nier Drakengard 3, where you have to play at least 3 times to get the proper true ending pathway. But yeah, like the first Nier game, if you wanted to get like everything done, that was at least 60 hours of content. So I'm assuming Nier Automata probably at least like 50-60 hours to do everything again as well.
Well, we'll see either way, but it's just a strange thought that they want to put it out to the Xbox One, considering that they said it was a PlayStation 4 exclusive only.
And in that case, if it does end up on the Xbox One, I would very much love to see Scalebound come to PlayStation.
I get the feeling that if they consider the Xbox One version of Nier Automata, I reckon in my theory that would probably be only in the West, because I don't really see okay, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is going to come to Xbox One. It's coming to Xbox One as well. Not 2.8, Kingdom Hearts 3, but I don't really see the Xbox One version of Kingdom Hearts 3 doing that well in Japan. So I assume the same with Nier Automata. So I think if they would do an Xbox One version of Nier Automata, it would probably be only for the West. They did. I'm pretty sure they did a similar thing with 13. I think 13 in Japan, Final Fantasy 13 in Japan was PS3 only.
Yeah, the Xbox really doesn't have hold in PlayStation does, or rather as Xbox does in the West. So it would make sense being that way.
Gravity Rush 2 has gone gold, and they've also shown off some of the costumes you can get in the game. Because in the original Gravity Rush, there was 3 pieces of DLC you could buy, which gave you an extra costumes and some missions. But this time, they're adding like extra stuff into the base game that's not DLC. So that's actually pretty neat, and I'm actually really keen for Gravity Rush 2. It's taking everything from Gravity Rush 1, adding more powers, as well as different stances you can put Kat in. So you can have her balanced mode where she's like got good power and speed. You can go for a more powerful slow form, or go for like a faster weaker form, which is like hit and run tactics. As well as the game engine looks really good. Like all the graphics and colors have just been like improved and so vibrant. Like it's looking like a perfect sequel. Have you guys played Gravity Rush? Did you enjoy it?
Loved it on the original Vita, and the remastered is definitely a good way to get into this.
I haven't, unfortunately.
I did very briefly.
Do you have any idea on how good sales were for Gravity Rush? Like, is it a beloved series, or is it a very niche series?
Very niche in regards to, because it originally launched on the Vita, and the market for the Vita was quite small. It didn't see a whole lot of sales back then, but the remastered definitely upped those sales quite a bit. By that time, they had announced that Gravity Rush 2 was coming exclusively to the PlayStation 4. Because of that, sales kind of went through the roof a fair bit, and I'm pretty keen to see how successful Gravity Rush 2 is going to be.
And the last news for tonight is Pokemon Sun and Moon are out Friday, and I know two people here are keen for that. Probably everyone's keen here, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Super hyped for this game.
Any thoughts on who you're going to start with?
Definitely going to go Rowlet. No reason in particular. At first, when they first announced the starters, I was real keen on Litten. In fact, even before they'd officially announced them and we got the leaks of the names, the Japanese names, when I heard Nyabi for Litten originally, I was definitely going Litten. Then I saw the designs, and when Rowlet turned its head around, yeah, I was sold. Just the way it sort of looks at its trainer, waiting for the command. Yeah, that got me there. I'm like, yep, I'm picking this guy.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Rowlet as well. I like the idea of having a little owl. Plus, Litten's final evolution, the Luchador, really kind of scares me a little.
Yeah,
to be honest.
It seemed like they were almost going to do another firefighting and then realized last minute, no, we've done too many of them.
Yes. So the Luchador kind of scares me.
Yeah. There's something a bit strange about him, that's for certain.
Yeah. And at least, we heard that apparently it's no longer 50,000 hours of holding the left button while you're surfing.
Yeah. They've basically, from everything I've gathered so far, they're replacing a lot of like Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, how it was basically, get on a surfing Pokemon and spend the next 3 weeks holding left or holding right to get to the next place. Basically, they've replaced a lot of that with ferries and that kind of thing. So that way, it will be a much faster form of travel. But they haven't completely gotten rid of surfing and that kind of thing with the Poké Ride. So that way you've still got Lapras and Sharpedo to get around water areas, as well as, I'm not sure whether there will still be a bike in the game because Tauros seems to sort of cover that role as well as Rock Smash. So, yeah, it's interesting seeing a few of the changes that they're making with it, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that seeing what the changes will come out, and, yes, they've announced a lot, but there's also, surely there'll be some things that they haven't announced yet, and that's probably going to be the most exciting things, is finding out what they haven't announced and then going, oh my gosh, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And on top of that, the game has broken release date already. There have been people that have been playing the game for the last week, which is why there's so many spoilers out there and why it's so difficult to navigate without finding things that you don't want to see just yet. But even with that being the case, you've got to remember we're living in an era of DLC now. What's to say that 6 months' time they don't go, hey, you know what, guys? Here's Kanto, and give us an entirely different region sort of thing. Like, that would be mad. So there's really no limit to sort of where they can cut this at the moment.
Yeah, and I hope that they do bring back all the other regions as well, because I know that there's a number of them that are really beloved, especially Kanto and Johto.
Oh, absolutely. Gen 1 and Gen 2, all you need to do is look at the sales of the games. They've been on a steady decline since the first games. That being said, there's all that nostalgia attached to them and that kind of thing. If they were going to bring them back, I'd love to see Kanto and Johto in, the Sun and Moon engine. It would look amazing.
Yoshi, anything to say about this?
I've almost purposely been keeping my head underwater for the most part about Pokemon, so I'm actually looking forward to picking up the game and playing it from the start with absolutely no knowledge on any of the anything about the game whatsoever. In fact, I'd have to admit that I just zoned out on that conversation and simply because I want to experience it firsthand for myself as soon as I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a Pokemon fan through and through. Against most people's opinions, I actually quite enjoyed the Horn region. Very much love to see that back.
No, fair enough.
Gen 3 was my entry point to the series, so I've got the nostalgia there. Admittedly, I went back, played Gen 1 and 2 as well, but Gen 3 kind of holds a little bit more praise, at least for me. But everyone's saying that Sun and Moon is the best Pokemon since 1 and 2, so definitely looking forward to picking it up.
That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, that's huge praise in order to sort of reach.
IGN said it themselves.
Oh gosh!
Then again, what was it, 8.7 out of 10, too much water?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, IGN, I'm not sure how far I can trust their reviews when it comes to Pokemon games, honestly.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, I'm hyped up for this game. I've been hyped up since it was first announced. I've been playing Pokemon since Gen 1. I mean, I was born 1991, so, from day dot of Pokemon in 97, I think it got localized here. Yeah, I've been playing the thing since then. Had a bit of a break during Gen 3 and 4, sort of lost interest and had other games to play, but then got back in Gen 5, and since then I've gone back and played Gen 3 and 4. And yeah, I mean, I haven't been this hyped about a new Pokemon game since Gen 2, so I can understand all the praise that people have been giving it, absolutely.
Mm.
Alright, that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for both Chris and Castlemaine for joining the show as usual, and especially thanks for our guest Euphoria for his thoughts on Pokemon.
No, absolutely. Thank you for having me, man.
We'll catch you guys next time.